just like money. It's a taboo subject that we talk about in the church, and we use money every day. So open your mind, prosperity that God wants for you. So he asked the question, how would Jesus invest? We're breaking the poor man's mentality. The poor man's mentality. How would Jesus invest? We're breaking the poor man's mentality. The poor man's mentality.
Well, hello, and good morning. Welcome to How Would Jesus Invest? I am Gayle Gilmore, and my mission each week is to share about that taboo subject and often dirty words in the church: money, finances, prosperity, and wealth. I thank you so much for joining me on these Saturday mornings, because especially since it's beginning to be summer and everybody's getting out and enjoying things, I just count it a privilege, and I don't take it for granted when you are tuning in. And please let me know that you are watching by typing in the chat, and let me know where you are watching from. You know what? I come on every Saturday, but I missed y'all last Saturday. I missed you on last week, but I got to tell you something. You know, the name of this is How Would Jesus Invest? And last Saturday, Grace and Twine Ministries, our church, we were investing in ourselves. We had something that was called the Acts 245 yard sale, and also fish fry. And you know, in Acts 245, after the day of Pentecost, they said they were all on one accord. They were following the apostles' doctrine. And another thing that they did is that they sold their possessions and they sold their goods. And guess what? Nobody was in need. We had 8 entrepreneurs or 8 vendors, and they had their possessions and things to sell. They paid a fee for their space. And then everything that they sold was theirs. Oh my goodness. And some sold a little, some sold a lot. Oh, we sold a lot of fish dinners too. And I tell you, the fellowship was just rich. Oh my goodness. So it was just an awesome time. And again, we were investing in ourselves. But I did miss y'all, but we did have a nice time doing that on last week. You know, I want to remind you, though, to subscribe to the Gem Nugget channel. Share this right now. And you can comment in the chat and like. We're up to 18,000 subscribers, and we're almost getting to 19,000. So we're just so glad that you are joining. All right. Maybe you are just tuning in for the first time. You say, what is this all about? And who is this person that's coming on? Well, let me tell you, first of all, I am an award-winning author. I have authored 4 books, and I've written a play. But my award-winning book that this sharing is named is How Would Jesus Invest? This book won the Christian Choice Book Award in 2011 in the category of finances. And I'm so proud of this book, because my contention is that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, especially when it comes to the area of finances. Although, and I tell you all the time, I've done the research that everything about finances and stewardship and prosperity and wealth is more in that. It's more about that in the Bible than even faith and salvation. And you can check it out for yourself. As I said before, I have written 4 books, including a play, which is available on DVD. Of course, How Would Jesus Invest? My award-winning book. A companion book, I would say, Miracles of the Exchange, Intentional Blessings. My very first book, It Can't Be Boring, a Christian youth program for difficult times. And yes, that's my daughter, Candy, when she was 4 years old, on the front cover. And of course, my book, Only by the Grace of God, the story of Sharon Dixon, about my dear friend that was a domestic violence victim. And I always include some information, some resources from the Hearst Shelter with that book in regards to domestic violence. And also, my play, of course, is The Last Laugh. And if you want to order any of these books or the DVD, you can go to GraceEntwineMinistries.com and you can order any of those books. I want to let you know also that I've been married. Yep, that handsome fellow right there. I have been married to the founder and pastor of Grace and Twine Ministries, James Gilmore, James E. Gilmore Sr., for almost 42 years. July will be 42 years that we have been married, and I also serve as his co-pastor. And you know, if you are ever in this Hampton Roads area, you can come and visit us at Grace Entwine Ministries. We are located at 3923 Deep Creek Boulevard in the city of Portsmouth, Virginia. And we have services every Sunday at 10 a.m. 10 a.m., not 11 a.m., because if you come at 11 a.m., we might be almost done. And our motto is, you will find real love at the gym. As a matter of fact, this coming Sunday, when we have a fifth Sunday in the month, we have what is called Movie Sunday. We have Movie Sunday. And this Sunday, it's showing a powerful, powerful movie called God Calling. Oh my goodness, God Calling. And I'm not going to give a whole lot away, but God is actually calling somebody on a cell phone. But anyway, that's all I'm going to tell you about that. But this is a powerful movie. And you know, the thing I really love about, some people say, oh man, y'all showing movies in the church. And we always select these movies carefully because there's always a lesson or something that we can learn. And one of my favorite things about our movie Sunday, Grace and Twine Ministries, that after the movie is over, see, we have to meet people where they are. Pastor leads a discussion. People can share their comments and their feelings, what they learned, what lessons did they learn from the movie. I tell you, almost every movie is either going to have you crying, it's either going to have you laughing, it's either going to have you rejoicing. And I think this movie is going to have all three of those elements. So you want to join us. It's a free movie. Of course, we have the popcorn. You're going to think, free refreshments, popcorn, all that. You're going to think that you're really in a movie theater, but the message is going to be in the movie. So again, if you are in this Hampton Roads area, come on and join us for Movie Sunday. In the summer, it's nice when you can go to a nice, cool theater. At our church, we got our air conditioning going. You're going to think you're in a movie theater, but this is going to be awesome. So if you're in this area, come and join us. Also, we want to invite you. I don't care where you live. We invite you to be a gem light, a GEM light. What is a gem light? Well, that would be an online member. We have people watching us from really all over the world. Most of our people are watching us from Kenya, from Sweden, from Canada, of course, the United States, South Africa, because they share comments with me as I walking 1K with Gigi, and of course, right here in the good old US of A. But I want to share how you can become a gem light. Check this out. By licensed and ordained pastors, James and Gayle Gilmore is a ministry whose sole purpose is, number one, to win souls through the gospel power of Jesus Christ. Number two, to bring saved and unsaved alike to the full knowledge of Christ through the Word of God, the Holy Bible. And number three, to entwine or weave all doctrines and denominations to worship the Lord. To that end, you are invited to become a gem light. In other words, become an online member of Grace Entwined Ministries. This growing ministry, headquartered in Portsmouth, Virginia, but is going into all the world, teaching all nations according to the commission in Matthew 28:19 through 20. And how do you become a gem light? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Go to GraceEntwinedMinistries.com and select the monthly supporter option. When you do that, you will receive an official gem welcome letter and a beautiful gem engraved pen. But it doesn't stop or end there. We want to help you grow in your faith and, yes, become a shining light. As a gem light, you are invited to subscribe to the Gem Nugget channel on YouTube to receive weekly teaching and instruction to grow in your faith. You will receive your weekly Sunday school lesson on Church School Live, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Co-pastor Gayle and Gilmore teaches from the International Sunday School Lesson Series. You are also invited to study, to show yourselves approved by tuning in for weekly Bible study. It's called a Life Study. Pastor James E. Gilmore Sr. is teaching Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, encouraging you not to just read, not to just study, but to learn more how to apply the Word of God to your everyday life. And of course, join us every Sunday for worship from Grace Entwined Ministries in Portsmouth, Virginia, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We want to be your church no matter where you are. Be a gem light because you will find real love at the gem. Yes, indeed. We want to be your church, no matter where you are in the world. And you know, we're already providing the instruction, your Sunday service online, your weekly Sunday school lesson, your weekly Bible school lesson each week. I'm even on the track every day, helping you get your exercise on from Monday through Friday. And of course, on Saturdays, as I share about how I can help you with your finances. So why don't you be a gym light? Just come on and be an online member. And you saw all how you can do that. We also just ask you to support the ministry. You can support GEM again at GraceEntwinedMinistries.com with a one-time or monthly donation. Now, if you do the monthly donation, you are automatically a gem light. And as we say, we will send you a membership, official membership letter, and of course, one of our beautiful pens. We're going to just make that official. Oh my goodness. You can also support us. We do have a Cash App, which is $Gem Gifts. You can do it that way. And you can also mail your donation the good old-fashioned way. Just mail it to GEM at the address 3923 D Creek Boulevard, Portsmouth, Virginia, 23702. You know, we have some wonderful partners, and some of you are already doing that, and we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Don't forget that Grace Entwined Ministries, we are a 501(c) organization. That means that all of your donations are tax deductible. All right, we're going to get right into what we want to share today on how would Jesus invest. And today, I want to share 6 summertime financial tips. And like I said, I've been thinking about the ants. And you know, in Proverbs 6 through 8, you know, it tells us how the ant prepares in the summer for the winter, and like I said, I think these tips the ants would approve of. Of course, I really don't think the ants take a vacation, but anyway, we're talking about that. But it says, go to the ant. This is Proverbs 6:6-8. Go to the ant, you lazy one. See its ways and become wise. Although it has no commander, officer, or ruler, it is prepared. He prepares its food even in the summer. It has gathered its food supplies even in the harvest. And the thing that stood out for me about the ant is how the ant prepares in the summer. I was just observing, since the weather has gotten hot, I've been seeing the ants outside, and they are busy. I see them in the line, and they're lining up and everything, and they are getting everything ready for the summer. And I discovered, I was just looking through some resources, and I said, you know what? We should do what the ants do, even when it comes to our finances. There are some things that we can do in the summertime. And I'm going to go through these 6 summertime financial tips. Now, I'm going to put this up here. You see, I got my pig up there. They got dollar signs and sunglasses, and the pig is on is on the beach. I just love this graphic right here. So during this whole time, as I share about these 6 summertime financial tips, now you're just going to have to look at the pig. I want you to concentrate on that, because I really do think the ants will approve of these 6 summertime financial tips. Now, the first one, like I say, I'm not going to hold you, because you probably, got some things to do. You want to enjoy the summer, and it's going to be a hot day here in the 757, and we haven't even gotten to July. But anyway, I want to share these 6 summertime financial tips, and I'm just going to be right out of your way. It is summer, okay, and the number one thing, first of all, somebody said, well, what, planning a budget-friendly vacation. The first thing I would want to say, I believe vacations are important for everyone, from the children to adults to everybody. You just have to take a break, even if you just change the scenery, And of course, summer is synonymous with travel for a lot of families. And in order to enjoy like a getaway without financial stress, you need to start out by setting a budget. You need to set a budget for something that's so important, like taking a vacation. Now, Pastor and I have taken vacations as far away as Jamaica, Sandals Resort vacation, cruises. A couple of summers ago, our children blessed us with a trip to Dallas, Texas, and so forth. But all of this takes clear budget, and we've been as close as Virginia Beach. One summer, we just went over to Virginia Beach, which is just a couple of cities away, and just took a few days, But all of these things require some type of planning. And so you can look for affordable destinations. Maybe you might want to maybe plan for even maybe off-peak times, like places it's maybe better to go in the fall or the winter, but you can plan for those times. You might explore some type of alternative accommodations, like, we have now the Airbnbs and so forth, instead of hotels and things like that. It's just a whole lot of ways that you can plan a budget-friendly vacation. Also, when you're talking about booking flights or whether you're going to drive, you need to plan for that. You need to factor in all the other little things that go with it, including food. You know, a lot of times when we took our road trips, I think last year, we just rode down to Nag's Head. You know, we had our cooler with our food. We didn't even have to buy a whole lot when we got there, but it all takes budgeting. If you're going to take your food, plan for that. If you're going to eat, you know, after you get there, and even plan for the activities. But it all comes down to planning a budget-friendly vacation. I don't care if you're just going down town to the Renaissance. We have a Renaissance Portsmouth to sit there on the waterfront. But I think vacations are important, as I said, but you have to plan. You have to plan and plan a budget-friendly vacation, or even when you go somewhere, even plan for the stuff like the souvenirs. You know, I loved our children for Father's Day. I love that. Took us to a movie. You know, maybe we want to go somewhere, ride down and just go and see a good movie or something. But it can be done. But I think vacations, I want to go back to that. I think vacations are very important. You just need to take a break. And like I said, it doesn't have to be real expensive and so forth, unless you can really handle that. You know, one day my husband and I, he wants to visit places in Africa, and maybe one day we'll get to do that. But that takes planning too. You know, you got to think about, you know, passports and preparation and health and things like that. So it can be done. The next thing, another tip, is to take advantage of summer sales. There are a lot of sales and bargains. You know, those of you that I have some friends, they are shopping now for Christmas. Now, I have never been, been motivated to do early Christmas shopping, but some people do it because you can really find some good bargains, because this is a time of year where a lot of stores are trying to clear out their inventory. They're offering, I mean, discounts on everything from clothing and appliances and computers and to outdoor furniture, things for the summer, but even things that are not for the summer, like for the fall. So, you know, we got 4th of July coming up. They have the Independence Day sales, you know, around. Then the next one is back to school promotions. I know we don't even want to think about back to school already when the children just got out of school. But there are other items besides back to school items that people, now that we used to have this tax-free weekend right before school. I think last year we really didn't have it, but when you see types of things, because it's not just back to school, but it's other things that you might even want to stock up for the fall, just like the ant does. He does all this stuff in the summer, and we can do some things, or the end of the season clearances and so forth. You know, you can even look at winter clothes and things as we're going into the winter. So you might want to make a list of what you need and stick to it and take advantage of these summer sales. Okay, we're moving right along. Number 3, save on your energy bills. Now, a lot of times, especially we know it's going to be hot. It looks like we're already starting out hot here in the 757. Now, for us, for our household, our biggest energy bills is in the winter, you know, with the heat. But with the temperature soaring, you want to keep your home cool. And sometimes that can be expensive too. And some of the ways you can do that, you know, you can reduce your energy costs by using fans, close the curtains during the hottest parts of the day. Sometimes I have a hard time with that, and Pastor usually gets on me because I like the sunlight, but it does help with your energy expenses. If you keep your curtains closed, especially during the hottest parts of the day, and setting your thermostat a few degrees higher, not lower, because sometimes we think when we put it on freezing, it's going to make a difference, but not really. You're just using more energy. Of course, you want to invest in energy efficient appliances. And another thing, LED bulbs, they also help lower your bills. The energy efficient appliances is really a good thing. And this is a time of the year where they do have sales on a lot of the energy efficient appliances. And even with that, sometimes you even get rebates uh, for purchasing. A few years ago, we had to purchase a washer and dryer, and along with the energy efficiency, we were able to get some rebates back. A little over $100 on each appliance. So all of those things you can keep in mind. And also, especially with the air conditioning, you want to get that service before the hot weather comes. Oh my goodness. So that would be a good investment so you can make sure that it is running efficiently. And the same thing when it comes to the winter, you want to check those things now before the winter comes and make sure that you have your heat as well as having the coolness in the summer. And so, the ants are doing that. They're preparing, getting their things together. I always want to go back to those ants because we can learn a lot of lessons from those ants, because it's all about preparation, doing what you can in the summer and preparing for the winters, and not just season, but just the winters of your life. Number four, you can enjoy affordable activities. I mean, there's a lot of low cost or free activities, especially for families, like the parks. Of course, you might not want to go in the middle of the day, but the parks, beaches, be careful on the beaches, of course, if you're one that likes hiking and things like that. I'm not a hiking person. Um, Especially in our area, there's a lot of outdoor concerts and events. You have things like movies in the park, farmers markets, all types of wonderful things. Our son and daughter-in-law, they were sharing where they went strawberry picking. All of these things are affordable activities. And plus, they got strawberries and things. They had something that they could even have to eat that was enjoyable. Um, you want to look for discounts, and sometimes they have free admission days. A lot of times in the summer for the children, they have special movie days, discount movies and things like that you can take your children. And we really do need to expose our children to more museums and zoos and all of these activities that I'm naming. Uh, you can do this without straining your wallet. You can do that without straining your wallet. You got your eye on the pig. This is what we're saying. These are some tips. Now, the next one. Review and adjust your financial goals. Now, this is not just about for the summer. This is for, you know, all the time, all year. See, a lot of times when we come to the middle of the year, because a lot of times we really don't have the expenses that we have in the wintertime, according to our experience. But the middle of the year, this time of the year, is a good time, it's an excellent time to even review your financial goals and making the necessary adjustments. What am I talking about? You might want to look at your saving. You may want to set some new savings targets. your retirement contributions. This might be a time, if you're in a plan, a 401k plan or something like that, where you want to maybe put more into your retirement plan, or you might want to come up with ways that you can pay off your debt, maybe refinancing, or you might want to maybe look into a loan where you can consolidate some of your debts. And the summertime is a good time to really look at and maybe refocus and kind of realign your priorities. You might want to consider even setting up some automatic transfers again to your savings or your investment accounts to make your saving easier. And summertime is a good time, because a lot of times in the wintertime, you don't think about that, because like I say, usually in the winter, you have to expect, you have more expenses in the wintertime and the fall rather than in the summertime. So this is even a good time to review and adjust your financial goals for the future. And then the last one, I know maybe parents don't even want to think about this, but again, this influences even our future goals. Prepare for back to school expenses. I know it feels early. Like I said, when I used to work, I would hate, I would be out of school for about a week, and then I would go to the Walmart and they already have stuff for back to school. But it really, it really it really pays off, because although it may feel early, planning for back to school expenses during the summer can help spread out the costs and reduce financial stress. You might want to start out by making a list of what your children would need, from school supplies to clothing. Even into the winter, you want to take advantage again of those summer sales, those tax-free weekends to purchase those items. And you may, and this is what you need to do now, you need to set a budget for each child, and even involving them in the shopping process. And this is a good time to teach them about money management. This is a good time to teach them about money management. So this is these are very good tips as we talk about summertime. And so 6 summertime financial tips. Now, if you're coming in late, I'm just going to review these really fast, because, like I said, I really think that the ants would approve, because the ants, they are ones that prepare not only in the summer for the winter, but in the summer for the future, for the near and the distant future. So again, let me just go over these quickly. You want to plan a budget. I talked about how important it is. I really think it's important that we take a break, a vacation, change the scenery, and you can plan a budget-friendly vacation. Also, you want to take advantage of these summer sales, not just for summer items, but even items that you may need in the future. Like I said, some people have already started their Christmas shopping and so forth, and they have some really good sales, because you got a lot of things like 4th of July, back to school, and all of these things. Clearance, because people again are clearing their inventory. This is a time, a lot of people that even are purchasing cars because they're trying to get rid of their last year cars, getting ready for the new cars that are coming in and so forth. My husband knows a whole lot about that. Saving on your energy bills, and we talked about the importance of that, not just for air conditioning, but even for the heat. You want to get your stuff ready, make sure it's running good for the summer and the winter. Of course, you can enjoy affordable activities. We have things a lot, especially in our area here in Virginia. There are a lot of places near and far that are affordable affordable and enjoyable for both you and your children. Again, this is a good time of the year to adjust your financial goals, especially if you have savings plans or retirement plans, or you want to maybe you need to consolidate some debt. Maybe you want to pay off some debt. You might have more money available where you can pay down some debt and so forth. And so this is a good time to refocus and look at your savings and investment accounts. And the last one, prepare for back to school expenses, because especially those of you that have children and so forth, this also affects your future budget and expenses going forward. So again, I know you've been focusing on that pig there, but I hope you got some good tips, and maybe these are some tips that you can utilize. So I thank you for joining me, because we in summertime. Y'all notice I got on my Hawaiian shirt here because I'm ready. And it feels like we are really in Hawaii here. I know one morning last week it had just rained that morning. I mean, it felt like a rainforest by the time I got to the track. But anyway, we're in summer, but this is a good time to prepare even for the future, financially, near future, distant future, just like the ant does. And like I said, I really believe the ant would approve of these summertime financial tips. I'm not sure if the ants take a lot of vacations, but maybe they should. But anyway, I'm just being funny here. But I thank you for joining me for another episode of How Would Jesus Invest? So I'll be back next week. And again, it's all about how would Jesus invest. Thank you. See you next week.
It seems like money is a taboo subject that we talk about in the church, and we use money every day. So open your mind that God wants for you. So he asked the question, how would Jesus invest? We're breaking the poor man's mentality. How would Jesus invest? We're breaking the poor man's mentality.